Well, hello, good people. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I hope everybody's having a great day. All right, so I'm actually working today. I know people are always talking about Mark Holmes is unemployed, he just a grifter and everything else and all this bullshit. You know what? Don't hate me because I have figured out how to live my life, that I work when I want to work, and that I do the things that I want to do. And quite frankly, I have busted my ass my whole entire life. And at 60, that's about the time you would hope to be being retired or into the next phase where you don't have to break your damn neck. So haters, keep hating and keep watching. And you know who you are. You know exactly who you are, don't you? Okay, so by now, you probably have heard the Cowboys have Jadeveon Clowney. Shout out to my man Martin, who called me. I'm working in his bathroom, deconstructing it. And it didn't sink in when he first said, he said, "Hey, Mark, Jadeveon Clowney's going to be here." I was like, okay, yeah, that's cool. And it didn't sink in. It was like, Jadeveon Clowney. It was like, okay. And he said, "Mark, Jadeveon Clowney is coming in here. He'll be here later on today for the Cowboys." And I was like, wait a minute. Did you say Jadeveon Clowney? He said, yeah. I said, oh, shit. All right, so here's where I have killed Clowney for years because we've heard over and over again, Cowboys might be interested in signing Jadeveon Clowney. Cowboys should trade for Clowney. Well, the Cowboys always get people after their prime. Always get people after their prime. However, let me go ahead and go here right now. Clowney, who was drafted in 2014, he's not a young man anymore. He's more of a role player at this point in his career. Never has he reached double-digit sacks. And see, this is one of those ones where you can look at something and say, this is how it's going to be. And it may not work out by the information that you had. It just may not be the thing that happens. Clowney is one of those guys who his draft stock was through the roof. When they looked at him, they said he's going to be a perennial all-pro player. He's been a good player. He's had a good career with 140 games, and he's been a good player. He's never lived up to the expectations that were out there for him. However, he's been consistent. So last year, he had 5.5 sacks, 46 combined tackles. To put that in perspective here, last year, Micah Parsons led us with his sacks, 12.5. And second was Goldston and Carl Lawson at 5. I think D-Law only had 4. So what we're talking about production-wise is basically replacing D-Law's production. That's what we're looking at right now, hopefully without the injuries. Will the Cowboys sign him? I don't know. Don't know. We'll see. They're kicking the tires. But here's where you have to actually say the Cowboys are doing things totally different. Okay? As much as it hurts to see Micah Parsons, and we'll be watching him tomorrow night going against the Commanders with the left hand up, signing Micah Parsons would be the same thing that the Cowboys have done year after year after year, is signing and holding on to their players that they drafted, they believed in, and running them into the ground and never getting anything to replace them with. It's the truth. It's the truth. We had Amari Cooper where we traded him and got a 5th-round pick. Tyron Smith, DeMarcus Ware, Travis Frederick, Zach Martin, Jason Witten, all of those great players, had the Cowboys gotten rid of them a year or two earlier, had some trade value that you could use to replace them. And you could look at this and say, for example, Zeke Elliott. would the Cowboys have been better off trading Zeke Elliott instead of re-signing him? You could have gotten probably a lot of compensation for Zeke Elliott after year 3. Year 4 was the pinnacle. And then you signed him to the big contract. And he went downhill, didn't give you enough production to win when you needed to win, and couldn't get you anything as far as draft compensation to replace him. So, here we have Clark. Clark rated out, I think, 31st defensive tackles. Most of you are probably like, okay, big whippy-do. Well, this time last year, Mozzie was ranking out at 219. Out of 219. And I don't mean any disrespect to Mozzie. Okay, I've rooted for Mozzie. I've wanted Mozzie to do incredible things. It just didn't work out. It just didn't work out. This is where this would be an Eagles type move. Going out and getting George Pickens was an Eagles type move. And I hate to say, to be talking about the Eagles like they're the standard, but they've done some great things. Signing Osa and Digizua before free agency was an Eagles type of thing to do to a team-friendly contract. Signing Jake Ferguson. All of these moves are not typical ones that the Cowboys do. They bring in Clowney and add him to the rotation, between Dante Fowler. And Dante Fowler, he looked like he missed a few things in that game and seemed a little bit lost, that maybe I would take back some of the reps from him and put Marshawn Nealon in out there. But if you bring in a Clowney, you get him and his veteran presence to help with the younger guys, and as another rotational piece that you can throw wave after wave after wave. This isn't the same Dallas Cowboys that we know. The true bellwether for me will be is that if this team is truly different is that Tyler Smith is signed before the end of the season. If they do that, then this is uncharted territory for the Cowboys. Alrighty, good people, I am on my way to the dump and getting rid of this debris from this shower, the surround and the toilet and all that stuff. Get rid of that, go pick up some materials, and I've got to take out some drywall. Old shower, they use regular drywall. Take that out and put in tile backer. That's actually a plastic resin, so it doesn't retain the moisture like like regular drywall would, and you can seal it up better for the tub. We got an old purple tub that she wants to hold on to, so there you have it. Alrighty, good people, as always, I appreciate y'all, and we'll keep you up to speed. The Cowboys get back on the practice field 2 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock Central Time, and we'll bring you up to speed on anything that happens with that. It's funny because my morning video was uploading and I was talking about replacing Micah's production and D-Law's production. And here we go. They end up doing it.